I'm just shy of 100 games in One Piece TCG, and these are the mistakes I'm noticing that I make as a beginner. If you are making them too, let's fix it. If you're a bit further along and think you can help out with them, then please let me know. As you can see, I've been tallying along all the games that I've been playing and I've noticed these mistakes, so we'll break it all down and figure out as we go. It's really not just play cards, attack leader, swing big numbers. This game is way deeper than you can imagine. So in this video, here are 5 great points for beginners in One Piece TCG and what I'm starting to understand now. One of the biggest things I underestimated was Don management. Playing methodically and trying to find the most efficient use of your Don cards is important. Whether that's playing 5 and 3 cost card in order to save 1 Don for a counter, or events in your enemy's turn, or maybe it's better to take a moment to calculate attaching Dons to your characters in order to swing lethal. Good players seem to think multiple turns ahead, constantly. I'm only starting to grasp the understanding of turn 1 starts versus turn 2 starts and what cards can be played based on those turns. For instance, if you would start first, you would have 1 Don, then 3 Don, then 5, and so on forth. Which brings me a little bit to the next one, which is sequencing. This one has taken a little while for me to fully comprehend, but sequencing is very important. The order you attack matters a lot. In other TCGs, your battle phase is broken up. The beautiful thing with One Piece, you can pretty much decide in whatever order you want to do things. Obviously after your refresh, pickup and Don phase. For instance, you may want to swing 5k with your leader in order to gauge your opponent's cards and counters in their hand. And then from there you can decide what you want to do with your own hand, Dons and characters' attacks. Depending on situations, these are some things to consider. Swinging into characters or leaders first, so in order to clear the board or aim for life, you need to weigh up that decision and what you want to do, what will give you the best tempo. Forcing counters early, baiting resources, so baiting any other cards out of their hand, and resting blockers before leaders swings. So if you swing for the leader and aim for a life, they may block it and you need to weigh up those options. I'm always trying to think ahead and see what information I can force out of my opponent, and I implore you to try the same. Now for the attack math. I mentioned this briefly beforehand, but I find this one pretty damn cool. This one is simply when you swing into the opponent's cards or leaders, but not taking into consideration any effects they may have. Let's just break it down as a simple 5k versus a 5k. The opponent has to counter with a 1k in order to win out on this. My new approach is to now try and attack with these certain numbers that are very awkward to counter. For instance, if I were to swing with a 7k card into a 5k enemy card, the opponent would have to use a 1k and a 2k in order to win out. That is 2 cards used by the enemy. Try to think the best way you can drain the enemy resources. Always be calculating pressure, and this will help with your lethal later down the track. So this next one is pretty simple and it's all about tempo and board control. So it's something to definitely consider. I've been pretty guilty to just always swing at the leader, but the board control matters a lot. Sometimes removing a character is way stronger than taking a life and giving your opponent another card in hand. You may give yourself 1 or 2 turns in the future because of this. If you control the tempo and you can control the future turns as well, try to control as much of the board as possible. Resource management and tempo will win you the game. This next one isn't really a mistake, but something I've been finding very interesting as a beginner. And perhaps it was a mistake for not noticing it right away, but it's the color system. So every color feels like a completely different strategy to me, and it's very fun. You may not notice this at first, but they all have a different playstyle. Red feels aggressive and pressure based, trying to stack your rushes and finish the game early. Blue feels very tricky and control focused. My favorite so far being Blue Kazan. Just drawing and trashing cards, it feels like you are running laps around the enemy. Green feels very calculated and board orientated, especially Green Jinbei, resting your enemy while setting up a powerful board in order to double or triple swing at times. Because of that Brook. That Brook card is a very powerful one. And then it's pretty damn OP, I say. The blue and yellow combo feels pretty invincible. I've been playing the blue and yellow Nami, so able to give and take life cards at will while waiting for those big anchor cards to be dropped in order to swing for lethal. I'm slowly starting to realize it's not just learning the cards, but learning identities and playstyles with the colors. I'm excited to see what all the colors have in store. I think next I'm going to try and nail Black Crocodile. I'm still super early into learning the game, but that's what makes this fun. I'm documenting all the mistakes, the lessons, all the progression publicly. So if you're also learning the game or you just want to watch the road to regionals unfold, feel free to follow along and subscribe. If you have any tips or tricks for me, then I'd love to know down in the comments. Next video, I'll probably break down one of the decks I've been learning and what surprised me most about it. But I appreciate you watching, and I'm JJTCG, and I'll see you in the next one.